What's up, everybody? It's Jermaine Truth, and I'm back with another video. This time we'll be going over and discussing Tekken 7 in some kind of detail. Today I will give you my impressions and a small little review of the game. And before I even give this review, I just want to say that if you haven't gotten this game, that you should go ahead and go get it, because this game is really fun to play. It's easy to pick up. Coming from somebody that's played most of the Tekkens, I played Tekken 3, I played Tekken 5 and 6, and this one, Tekken 7. Coming from me, I would say it kind of, the sounds and the way the characters kind of fight reminds me a little bit of Tekken 3. Coming in comparison from Tekken 6 going to Tekken 7, I would say the game is a lot more, I guess, fluid or smooth or whatever. You could say that, I don't know how to say it, but the game is definitely easier to pick up. The characters, they move a lot more. I don't know how to explain it. But anyway, let's start with everything. Let's start with the game mode. The game has a couple game modes. You got your arcade mode, you got your story mode, and then you got, after you beat the story mode, I'm sorry if I'm spoiling this thing, but I'm not really spoiling anything. I'm just telling you what you can do after the story mode. After the story mode, you can play through other characters' special episode stories. I haven't done that myself yet, but I will be playing those, uploading videos of those. You got like I said, you got the classic arcade mode, you got your classic Virtus mode, you got practice, you got treasure battle mode, which is basically where you battle other CPU opponents to gain money to customize your character. I haven't really played around with too many of the features. Like I said, I've only had the game for probably like a week or so now. So first thing I did was, when I got the game, I beat the story mode. I haven't beat the special chapter yet. What else? We got. It's a very immersive game, if you ask me. It's one of the best. To me, it's the best fighting game out right now. Street Fighter didn't really deliver. Don't say I'm trying to knock Street Fighter. I'm not trying to compare apples to oranges or whatever, as people say. But to me, right now, Tekken is like the best fighting game out right now. You get a good amount of game mode. You get a lot of characters. I mean, that's one of the things that Street Fighter failed on, is that they didn't give us that many characters, and then a lot of the characters they want to sell back to us. I was almost about to buy Street Fighter 5, so I could play that too. But I decided to, I second. Usually when I have a second thought about something, I don't really go through with it like that. So I'll just come back another time and buy it when. Getting back to Tekken 7, the game was a lot of fun. The story mode was a little frustrating, but it did answer a lot of questions. I mean, even on the normal difficulty, which is what I played it through, hey, no shame. It was very challenging, especially when you got to. It wasn't really too challenging, like if you're a newcomer, of course, practice a little bit before you go into the story mode. But when you get to the story mode, you're gonna find that the more chapters you progress through, the harder it gets. That's with any game, the difficulty arcs up a little bit as you progress through it. Just to make it seem like you can't just streamline through the game. So even though it's a set difficulty, it's some things get harder. You know how it is when you go through games. But that's not what I'm really here to touch on. Every aspect of this game has been really, really polished. The game's been out for a while before we actually got it on the consoles and in the arcades. I've never had the chance to actually play this game in the arcade, so when I got the game and played it on my console, that was the first time I've ever had hands-on with the game. I've seen trailers, I've seen players play against each other in tournaments and stuff like that on YouTube, but I haven't had the chance to experience the game firsthand, and let me say that I really love it. I keep saying that over and over again. If you haven't bought the game, go out and get it. There's a lot to do in this game. Like I said, you got the arcade, you got the treasure battle, get money, customize your character. I haven't tried the online yet, so I can't really give you a review of the online itself. So when I play some online matches, I'll give you my impression on that when I do it. Because a lot of people when they play online, you have a lot of issues with lag and frame rate and stuff like that. And it's hard, a lot of times, especially compared to sitting right next to somebody and playing it on the same console versus playing somebody over a connection. And connection kind of holds the whole match in his hands basically. When it comes to a lot of these online games, you can have a good game, smooth connect, no frame rate dropping, no connection problems, no lag, no nothing. And then you have games where it could be really slow. And if you notice that during my gameplay, I'm not playing online the gameplay. This is arcade and treasure battle mode. I haven't played any online battles yet. If you see if it's a little slow and laggy in the recording, it's not because of it's not because of when I recorded it. The computer chopped it up a little bit and made it all screwed up the video footage a little bit. It's just the fact that for some reason, I'm pretty sure other people have been experiencing this. Update 4.70 has really kind of bricked my console a little bit. Not completely. Like, it took forever to get this game started up when it did. And then when my system does kind of start running, it's like very slow and choppy, so that has nothing to do with the game. The game is very smooth and fluid. It's just Sony with this update, and it's really messing with me. But see, I don't know if you can tell, but at certain times you might see some of the see the game like slow down a little bit. It has nothing to do with the game itself. It's the update. Pay no attention to that. I'm not getting paid to say none of this. I promise you, I'm telling you everything the truth. Update has really messed my console up. I'm hoping Sony releases a fix to it soon, because there's a lot of people out here experiencing the same problems. But disregarding all that, it's a fantastic game. Pick it up if you haven't. I'm using, in this video right here, I'm using controller. Of course, you can use a fight pad. Some people prefer. Preference is completely their own thing. I'm getting a fight stick. It's coming in the mail. As soon as it gets here, I'll be doing a comparison video of using a controller versus using the fight pad or the arcade stick. People call it different things. Once I do that, because I know a lot of people like me, they're buying, they're really getting into fighting games, and they want to look into investing their money to get in an arcade stick, so they can maybe up their level a little bit or experience that kind of gaming. Because even in higher level gaming, you'll have players that still use controllers, and that's perfectly fine. But most of the time I see players using arcade sticks. I wanted to get me one, and I wanted to play around with it, and hopefully I would be able to maybe up my game a little bit. I'm not saying that if you buy one, it's going to automatically make you better, but buying one is something that you should strongly consider if you wanting to maybe get a different experience when it comes to fighting games. I'm not trying to sit here. My hat keeps hitting the shot filter. I'm sorry if that's what you're hearing in the recording. If I was to rate this game, I would give it I wouldn't say a 5 out of 5, because no game is perfect. When they get those 10 out of 10 ratings, every game has its little fault. I give it close to a 5, like a 4.7, 4.8, something like that. But not exactly a 5, because the game does have its little tiny faults. And that, to me, was just mostly in the story mode. But the characters, all of them, they're easy to pick up to play. The only challenging characters that's kind of maybe a little harder to play with is Jin, Kazuya, Heihachi, Heihachi's wife, or deceased wife, former wife, or whatever you want to call her. Give it a 4.8 out of 5, a 9 out of 10. It's a great game. And there's nothing there's not too many complaints I have about the game, because it's not like one of those things where you buy something and you don't have a lot of bad things about it because you don't want to feel like you waste your money. I genuinely feel like this is a great game. A lot of people should pick it up, play it. If you have the money, invest in the arcade stick, learn how to play with that, and maybe see how it feels, because for a lot of people it gives players a greater depth of feel and control when it comes to playing fighting games. So As always, everybody have a great day, and thank you for watching. Peace.